Have you ever felt like you're being chased, but there's nothing behind you? Your chest tightens. Your thoughts race. You can't sleep. You smile in public, but inside, it feels like you're screaming. And the worst part, no one hears you. No one really understands what's going on inside. But what if I told you something shocking? Your anxiety isn't the real problem. What if it's just a message, a signal from deep within your soul that something inside you has been buried alive? Carl Gustav Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, didn't see anxiety as a malfunction. He saw it as a summons, a call from the parts of you that have been ignored, silenced, or exiled. Think about it. How many times have you tried to breathe deeply, meditate, think positively, only to feel the anxiety come back, sometimes stronger? That's not weakness. That's not failure. It's your soul, trying desperately to be heard. Jung said, neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. In other words, anxiety appears when you've been running from something that actually needs to be faced. An old pain, a hidden truth, a part of you locked in the basement of your mind. You've tried to silence the messenger without hearing the message. Anxiety is not random. It is not just a chemical imbalance. It's a symbol, a message from the unconscious. According to Jung, deep within each of us live powerful inner forces, archetypes. These are not just myths or symbols. They are living energies within the psyche, the hero, the shadow, the child, the self. When these forces are in harmony, you feel whole. But when one is rejected, like your shadow, your psyche revolts. You feel anxious, disconnected, and lost. Why? Because you're at war with yourself. The person you pretend to be is not the person you truly are. From the time you were young, you were taught to behave, to please, to hide parts of yourself that were too much. So you smiled when you wanted to cry. You stayed quiet when you wanted to scream. You created a persona, a mask, to be accepted. But everything you buried didn't die. It became your shadow. Your anxiety is your shadow, knocking at the door of your awareness. And the more you ignore it, the louder it knocks. That tight chest, that panic before sleep, that sense of doom when everything seems fine. It's the shadow saying, "You can't pretend I don't exist." Anxiety is not weakness. It's your truth trying to break free. And here's the cruel part. Society rewards the mask. You're praised for being productive, composed, successful, even when you're dying inside. The world tells you to manage your symptoms, not to question what causes them. But Jung had a different path in mind. He said, no one becomes enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. You don't heal anxiety by denying it. You heal it by listening to what it's trying to say. And it's not just in your mind. Anxiety lives in your body, in your clenched jaw, in the tightness in your stomach, in the burning in your chest. These are not just stress responses. They are somatic screams from your unconscious. When your truth has no voice, your body speaks instead. Jung believed that if your soul is silenced long enough, it will find another way to express itself, through your skin, your breath, your nerves. That's why deep breathing, cold showers, and motivational advice offer only temporary relief. Because the real issue isn't in your routine, it's in your disconnection from yourself. So what if, instead of trying to get rid of anxiety, you let it guide you? Jung called this journey individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are, not who you were told to be. And yes, it's painful. It asks you to confront everything you've hidden, denied, or feared, but only by facing the shadow can you become whole. Anxiety shows you where you are still divided, where you are still pretending, where you are still afraid to be you. So how do you begin this journey? Not through shortcuts, not with tips or tricks, but with rituals of reconnection, the ones Jung believed were essential: silence, symbolism, and solitude. Silence allows you to hear your inner voice, the one drowned out by constant distraction. Symbolism helps you decode your dreams, your anxieties, your recurring patterns, because your unconscious speaks in symbols, not words. Solitude is not loneliness. It's the sacred space where masks fall away and the self begins to emerge. You weren't born to survive. You were born to transform. So now you face a choice. Keep running from your anxiety, or stop, turn around, and ask it what it wants to tell you. It was never here to punish you. It was never your enemy. It's your teacher. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to listen. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. You're not alone in this. And the journey you're about to take? It may be the most important one of your life.